Welcome to Fewer Things Better. This is the place for all of us who are big on goals and short on time. Together, we'll explore smart, simple ideas on how to retrain your brain and unlock your life. I'm your host, Kristin Graham. Let's get started. In the past 2 months, I've lived at 4 different addresses in the process of selling my house. This household hopscotching has required a lot of flexibility, patience, and creativity as I've navigated my life between the boxes. Now, I've moved many times in my adult life, so I knew the routine would be packing and purging and then unpacking again. But what struck me is how much stuff I've accumulated in this adult life. While I like to think I live a bit more on the minimal side, the pile of boxes still stacked up around me begs to differ. It's a tangible reminder of how my previous consumption is now simply clutter. The bottom line on top of this episode is that we already have everything we need. Full stop. Global consumer spending is estimated to be worth more than $77 trillion in 2029. That's trillion with a T. And this will be a 27% increase from 2024. So just in 5 years. But a lot of what we own isn't always accumulated by design. There is this gradual growth to all of this more around us. And it's not just about the physical things that are cluttered. Our digital lives are just as jammed as our physical ones. One of the most popular keynote topics and workshops I teach is about productivity. And part of the insight is the discussions about how we aren't alone and all this supersized surplus of stuff. And the effect of that is an example of unread emails that makes us feel guilty, to boxes and bins that are stored away with all the things we once thought were so necessary. We end up harboring things without valuing them. Look around right now. How many things do you have that are really valuable versus convenient? Or how many things do you have multiple of? How many apps are on your devices that you don't even use anymore? Or how many browser windows are open? It's so easy to add to cart with just a simple click so that we don't have to get up and go. But all that extra stuff that gets delivered and downloaded, it then simply sits around and takes up space in our space and in our brain. The extra has psychological and neurological impact. The cognitive cost of too much stuff is part of what's known as cognitive load theory. This refers to our brain's limited capacity to process information. And when we're surrounded by too much, it can lead to overwhelm and stress, which then affects our ability to focus, to make decisions, etc. More simply said, clutter equals stress. This can certainly be felt mentally, such as when we're exhausted, impulsive, or when we procrastinate. There's also a physiological connection seen in some cases when the body has increased levels of cortisol, which is that stress hormone. Wow, that's a lot. So, what to do about what we have? I'll offer a few thoughts here. The first is to simply pause, says the experts. The best way to reduce clutter is to curb our consumption. Easier said than done. But the research shows that once we own something, we form an emotional attachment to it. Even if we didn't buy it personally, maybe we were given it, we still now think of it as ours. And if we get newer, better things, there's part of our brain that says we should keep what we had just in case. You're not sure if you do this? Maybe ask your pantry, check into a closet or maybe that drawer over there, or your digital desktop, your email account that you haven't looked at in a while, and so on. Another thing that we can look at here is to start small. Episode 33 talks about taking ridiculously small steps. Our things have strings, emotional ones anyway. So start in an area that you're less anxious about and combine that with tip number 3. Set a timer. Use an actual clock to release your brain from getting overwhelmed with decisions. So try something like this. I'm going to look through the closet for 10 minutes, or I'll delete 5 apps and close 5 browser windows, and that's it. There's nothing here about finishing. It's about starting. And there's something magical about a little momentum. In episode 52, I referenced the book Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. In it, he makes the argument to invest more in experiences rather than adding to the math of our money. Do you want to leave financial gifts to your loved ones or charitable causes? Great, he says. Do it now. Do you have a trip or a bucket list item you've always wanted to do? Great, he says again. Do it now. Savor the experiences while you have the time, the health, and the loved ones around you. All that saving might add interest percentages, but it delays opportunities. The sad truth is that too many people delay gratification for too long or indefinitely, says Perkins. They put off what they want to do until it's too late, saving money for experiences they will never enjoy. He urges us to lean more into experiences versus possessions. Well, there are certainly thrills of owning something you want. The things can quickly depreciate, while experiences gain value over time. This is what Perkins calls a memory dividend. So here we are, a little bit of science, psychology, physiology, research. When we learn to enjoy what we have and value what we experience, we can sort the trinkets from the treasures. And as we do, we can value a little bit more because there's more room to enjoy it. And as we do, we get a little bit more opportunity to take good care.
Thanks for listening. You can find a lot more like this by following me on LinkedIn or going to unlockthebrain.com and joining the mailing list. And if you found value in this podcast, please take a moment to rate or comment. Thanks so much. And now let's go do fewer things better.